2002 Jefferson County Fair Queen Contest. This year we have 7 candidates, and I have to say, when we went out and had our pizza supper on Sunday night, we had a blast. They're a great group of girls to be around. This year we've changed a few things, and we are going to have the girls in casual wear at first tonight. They're going to come up and introduce themselves, have a random question, one that they don't know, and then when they're all done with that, they're going to be escorted off the stage, and we're going to have a Little Miss contest, and that's a first for Jefferson County Fair this year. After the Little Miss is over, then the girls are going to be coming back in formal wear for a final question, one at a time. So bear with us. We hope this works out. We think it's a really neat addition to the Queen Contest. So without further delay, we'll have the girls come on up and introduce themselves.
My sponsor is Hinshaw Trailer Sales of Richmond. My name is Colby Klingon. My parents are Kevin Klingon and Darcy Klingon. My mom is Sherry Harwood and Don Harwood. I'd like to thank Hy-Vee for being my sponsor.
Kelsey Hinshaw. My parents are Corwin and Judy Hinshaw, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Fairfield Flower Shop.
Hello, my name is Phoebe Hoskins. I'm daughter of Tom and Katie Hoskins. And I'd like to give a special thanks to my sponsor, Jefferson County Community Credit Union. Thanks a lot.
Good evening, I'm Jenny Myers. I'm the daughter of Jeff and Carol Myers of Pleasant Plain, and I would like to thank French Vinegar Associates for being my sponsor.
I am the daughter of Keith and Michelle Kosur, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, the Dandelion Patch, here in Fairfield.
My name is Amber Watson. My parents are Red and Jill Watson, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Grace Books and More.
Okay, we're now going to draw a name and then a question. And the first girl is Phoebe Hoskins. Phoebe, your question is, do you feel television has a positive or negative effect on children today, and why?
I feel television has a positive influence on the majority of kids, depending on what the adult supervision is like. Many children are left alone with their babysitter and can watch whatever they like. I personally feel they should be supervised and watch a well worthwhile TV show, such as an educational learning TV show. Thanks a lot.
Mindy Baird. Mindy, your question is, name 3 of the most important qualities of a good leader and why they are important.
The first thing I think a good leader, the first character I think they should have is honesty. That is the most important thing you can have, because if you tell the truth to all the people that are following you, then they know they can trust the leader. The second thing, I think a leader should be enthusiastic. If they're like peppy and ready to go, it makes everyone following them have more fun, and it makes the experience so much more enjoyable. And the third thing I think a leader should have, I think they should have a very open mind and willing to see what everyone else is thinking and try to understand why they think the things they do. Thank you.
Jenny Myers. Jenny, your question tonight is, what do you think is the most useful invention that man has created in the last 100 years, and why?
I think that the most useful invention man has created in the past 100 years would have to be all the advancements that we've made in medical technology in the past 100 years. There are so many people that can be helped by medical progress that we've made, such as through blood transfusions and different organ transplants. There are so many different people in the world that need to be helped, and this is a great way to save lives and for those who are donating to just feel a sense of that they did something great for someone else. I think that it helps both parties involved, both the giver and the receiver.
Amber Watson. Amber, your question for tonight is, the events of September 11, 2001 changed the lives of many and taught us how much we take for granted. What do you feel is the #1 thing that Americans take for granted, and why?
I think Americans take their freedom for granted the most because this generation and most of the last generation has never had to fight for our freedom like our previous generations had the privilege of doing. That is why we take our freedom for granted.
Colby Klingon. Colby, your question is, name 3 reasons why you would like to become the Jefferson County Fair Queen.
One reason I would like to be the Jefferson County Fair Queen is to show, well, one reason I'm in it for is the experience in leadership. I know you have to have leadership to become a great leader, obviously. And
So I'm in it for experience and to have fun with all the other girls. Another reason would be to represent Jefferson County. I think I would be a good representative for Jefferson County in that I'm very involved in activities that we keep here. My third reason would be my third reason would be to learn new experiences if I do continue on, if I am queen, and to learn new things. Everybody's here just to be together and have fun and learn new experiences. So I'm just here to learn and be part of that. Thanks.
Kelsey Hinshaw. Kelsey, your question is, what do you feel is the biggest problem facing teenagers today and why?
I feel the biggest problem facing teenagers today is peer pressure. Peers are always all around you, and most of the time you're in school and they affect every aspect of your life, and they can help you or they can pressure you. It just depends on who you're around and who you're friends with, but peer pressure is definitely a really big issue because teenagers are still trying to find out who they are. They're having a really hard time just discovering what they want in themselves, and peers have a lot to do with how they act and who they are.
Heidi Parsons. Hey, Heidi, your question is, what advice would you give to young teenagers who might ask you how they could be a positive role model for their peers?
If I were a role model, I would tell them to be determined to go after their goals, and if they want to succeed and they want something bad enough, to be determined to go after it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. So just have determination and follow your dreams. Thank you.
And that completes the first part of our Fair Queen contest, so let's give them a hand as they leave.
We're going to introduce our judges, and so you get to know them, and we're just going to be critiquing them on just personality and enthusiasm and just a couple other things. And they're going to be asked a question, and then they'll introduce themselves, and then they'll be crowned.
Okay, we'd like to thank the judges. First judge is
Sue Hooper, she's a family life specialist. Phyllis Freeman, elementary teacher. Janie Wiggins, Pekin preschool and daycare teacher. And then the person asking our questions is Colleen Bates, community child care director. Second of all, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Drugtown, Dandelion Patch, McDonald's, Park and Rec Center, Libertyville Savings Bank, and the Dairy Queen. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to have each one introduce themselves. So first,
Allison instead.
and what's your favorite hobby?
Going to school. Hello, I'm not sure.
And do you have any pets at home?
One and it's a dog.
What kind of dog you have?
Dalmatian.
What's your name?
Elizabeth.
And what's your favorite thing to do?
Play.
Okay.
And what's your name?
Chelsea Haynes.
And who are your parents?
Susan Aki and Jeremy Aki.
And what's your name?
Aspen.
What's your interest?
Hobbies. Hello, my name is Emily Randolph.
Do you have any hobbies?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're going to have Colleen ask the questions.
Okay, Chelsea.
Which one's Chelsea?
What do you like best about being at the fair and why?
Because you get to have fun and because you get to meet new friends.
Okay, Allison. Allison, what would you like to be when you grow up and why?
A vet. Because it's really fun and you get to see different animals. A cat.
Okay, Elizabeth. What is your favorite holiday and why?
Halloween. Because you get treats.
Dana. What is your favorite thing to do and why?
I like to hang out with my sister because she's a fun sister to hang out with.
Amity. What is your favorite animal and why?
Bears, but I don't know why.
Aspen. thing to eat at the fair and why?
My favorite thing to eat at the fair is, I don't know. Water.
Let's give him a big round of applause. Now we're going to have our last year's queen come up and do some reading of the scheduling for the fair while our judge tally up the girls. This fair we're going to have at 8:30 the sheep show in the show arena. This is all on Thursday, tomorrow. At 1:30 the bottle lamb show is in the show arena. At 3:30 the dairy cattle and goat show is in the dairy barn. At 7 o'clock it's family fun night in the grandstand. And at 9 o'clock there's free music in the show arena. Friday is the swine show in the show arena. At 1 o'clock, that starts at 8. At 1 o'clock is the water splash off. If you want to be in it, register by noon on Friday. At 4 o'clock is the kiddie tractor pull in the show arena. And at 5:30 is the cat and poultry show in the dairy barn. At 7 o'clock is the cycle and quad races in the grandstand. Pork producers will be serving sandwiches at 5 p.m. on Friday. Saturday at 8 o'clock is the beef show in the show arena. From 10 to 4 is the open class barrel races in the horse arena. At 1:30 is the bucket bottle calf show in the show arena. At 4 o'clock is the rabbit show in the dairy barn. From 4:30 to 6 is the cookout contest in the show arena. And at 7 o'clock is the tough truck in the grandstand. On Sunday, church services start at 10 o'clock in the show arena. And dog obedience starts at 11:30 in the show arena. At 12 o'clock, open class horse show in the horse arena, and at 2 o'clock is share the fun in the show arena. At 4 o'clock is the style show, and at 6 o'clock is the open beef show in the show arena. And at the grandstand on Sunday night is the demo derby at 6 o'clock. On Monday is at 8:15 is the annual fair board meeting, and at 9 o'clock the livestock sales. Okay, while we're waiting for the judges to finish up, we'd just like to thank everyone for coming. And I forgot to announce that this year we had a little theme of a summer 50s, so we have capris and poodle skirts. So.
Christina Melcher. Our 2002 first runner-up is Elizabeth McGee. And our 2002 Jefferson County Little Miss is Chelsea Haynes. And we'd like everybody to wait till after the queens are announced to take the pictures.
And I was the 2001 Jefferson County Fair Queen. Last year at the county fair was a blast. I had so much fun. Pretty much the whole time I handed out ribbons, and I handed out a lot of ribbons to cows and, well, not to cows, but to their handler, and dog classes and horse classes. And so I got to learn a lot about other animals that I had never shown before. Another place where I learned was at the Iowa State Fair, and while I was there was a great learning experience for me. I checked into the Fort Hotel Des Moines on Tuesday, and when I was going upstairs to my room, I walked out of the elevator and this girl says that there was an emergency going on. And so this other girl goes, "Well, what's the emergency?" And she goes, "Well, I have a nail emergency. My nail just broke." And so some guy had to come fix her nail. And so as I was walking back to my door, I thought that this was going to be quite the experience. But it turned out to be a lot of fun. The next night I got to go in the Iowa State Fair parade, which I had never even seen before. And I got to be in it, and we went through the parade and got to wave at the crowd that was there. And I met Governor Vilsack and got to shake his hand. And then that night we got pizza, and they took it all up to the judge's room. And the way they brought the pizza in was on the luggage carts that you bring in. So you had like 80 pizza boxes up in the judge's room, and it was quite the sight to see. The next day at the fair, we got to go to the fair finally, and we got to see the Aaron Tippin concert, and he made us feel special because he gave us, he pointed us out and waved to us at his concert, and I got to introduce myself on the stage in front of the grandstand, so that was nice. And then the next day there was a scavenger hunt, and we got to go down the big slide. And at the state fair they really do treat you like a queen, and it was a lot of fun that way. Throughout the day we had to have interviews, or throughout the week we had to have interviews. One was a 5-minute interview. It was an individual interview where we just talked to the judge, and he wanted to know about me and what my town was like and what my county was like and why I wanted to be the Iowa State Fair Queen. The next day the interview was 10 girls, and we all sat around in a circle, and they would throw topics like what is your opinion on abortion? And then we'd have to state our opinion without being rude, but we'd also have to get involved to get a high score. And then the third interview was a 1-minute interview that they just asked questions like, what song best represents you? And you just had to be really quick on your feet to answer those questions. And then Saturday, the Iowa State Fair ended, and they introduced us on the Bill Riley stage. So that was really fun, and there was a lot of people there. I mean, there was people as far as you can see. So it was fun that many people came to see you. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to the Fair Board and the Youth Committee, because after last year's experience, I really realized how much work they do. Because every night when I went home, I was really tired. And I couldn't imagine how tired I'd be if I shoveled sawdust all day and wired up gates, and took care of people's animals, and did paperwork. And I really appreciate all their hard work that they do. I also want to thank my parents, my sisters, and my grandparents, Courtney Heel, and my 4-H club, because without them, I could have never been queen. And it was an honor serving Jefferson County. Thank you.
Do a quick mic repair here, and then we'll be ready to go. Thank you. Okay, as I told you before at the beginning, each contestant is now going to come out one at a time, and they will all be given the same question. Kelsey Henshaw is the daughter of Judith and Corwin Henshaw. She is 17 years old and will be a senior at Fairfield High School this fall. After graduating from high school, Kelsey plans to attend college and major in English or social work. Her sponsor is Fairfield Flower Shop. Kelsey, the final question for tonight is, if you were asked to put only 3 items in a time capsule that represents the last 5 years of your life, what items would they be and what would they represent?
First, I would choose something that represented me from my state, like doing a state, going to Des Moines, taking a picture at Living History Farms, or someplace that is more aging, like the State Fair, like a picture that says 2001, that type of thing. And then I would choose something that would represent my country, and something that had the year on it also. And I would have to say I would go to Washington, D.C. and visit a new memorial or something of that sort that represented our country. And then I would have to choose something that represented the world at the time. And maybe I don't know, I would think this would count as one, but a bag full of maybe buttons from every country that had the date on it. Because I think it's very important to represent the date of the times if you're going in a time capsule. And I would have to say those are the things I would choose, and that their representation is the state, the country, and the world.
The next contestant is Heidi Parsons. Heidi is the daughter of Keith and Michelle Koser. She is 17 and will be a senior at Fairfield High School this fall. After graduating, Heidi plans to attend college and study interior design, floral design, and vocal music. Her sponsor is the Dandelion Patch. Heidi, your final question for the night is, if you were asked to put only 3 items in a time capsule that represents the last 5 years of your life, what items would they be and what would they represent?
Time capsule. First of all, I would put my Miss Congeniality sash from last year as a memoir. Second, I would put the second item I would put in there would be my class ring. And the third item I would put in my time capsule would be a picture of my family, so I can remember them. Thank you.
The next contestant is Amber Watson. Amber is the daughter of Red and Jill Watson. She is 16 years old. Amber plans to attend Southwest Baptist University to study physical therapy. Her sponsor is Grace Books and More here in Fairfield. Amber, your final question for the night is, if you were asked to put only 3 items in a time capsule that represent the last 5 years of your life, what items would they be and what would they represent?
I'd have to say one thing would be something from the fair, either a ribbon from the horse show or something like that. And I would also put a bulletin from my church or my old Bible in the time capsule. And then I would put a picture of my family or something like that.
The next contestant, Mindy Baird, is the daughter of Randy and Jan Baird. She is 17 years old and will be a senior at Fairfield High School this fall. After graduating, Mindy plans to attend college. Her sponsor is Henshaw Trailer Sales of Richland. Mindy, the final question for tonight is, if you were asked to put only 3 items in a time capsule that represents the last 5 years of your life, what would they be and what would they represent?
First thing I would put in a time capsule would be a newspaper from times that we've had. It would show what was going on about like the community. It would have national news and statewide news. It would show what was happening in the world. The second thing I would put in a time capsule would be a computer, because we have made so many advancements with technology lately, and who knows how much better it's going to get. So being able to see how we've grown, and whenever they open it again, would be really interesting. And the third thing I would put in a time capsule I would put in a picture of Fairfield just to see like how everything's changed and how we've grown and how things are different. Thanks.
The next contestant, Colby Klingon, is the daughter of Kevin Klingon and Sherry Harwood. She is 16 and will be a senior this fall. Colby would like to attend Kirkwood Community College and study livestock husbandry and art. Her sponsor is Fairfield Hy-Vee Food Stores. Colby, your final question for tonight is, if you were asked to put 3 items in a time capsule that represents the last 5 years of your life, what would you put in and what would they represent?
Let's see. Well, one thing I think would be nice to put in a time capsule would be music of our time that we listen to. And not many people would, I don't think they'd like it in the future. Another thing to put in a time capsule would probably have to be newspaper articles of our time, what went on, the weather. The third thing to put in the time capsule would be put it in the time capsule, I'd put pictures in it so you'd see what things were like and what stuff looked like 5 years from then. And that's it. Thanks.
The next contestant, Phoebe Hoskins, is the daughter of Tom and Katie Hoskins. She is 17 years old and will be a senior at Fairfield High School this fall. After graduating, Phoebe plans to obtain an ag business degree at Kirkwood, then transfer to Iowa State University. Her sponsor is Jefferson County Community Credit Union. Phoebe, your question for this evening is, if you were asked to put only 3 items in a time capsule that represents the last 5 years of your life, what would they be and what would they represent?
First of all, I would put my coon dog Belle. Pretty funny, but she has been my best friend, and more than just past 5 years. She can listen to me and never talks back. I really look up to her. When she's out hunting, whether it's the coldest night of the winter or the hottest day of the summer, she works as hard as she can to run the track the best she can. And it sounds funny to y'all, but that really gives me a joy, and it really makes me want to work harder throughout the day after I've hunted with her during the night. The second thing I put in my time capsule, or the box, I would put my mule Cookie. Cookie teaches me obedience. She knows every move I make, and she knows the sounds that I make. She follows them and does what I say. She's also kind, and we have our moments together, but she teaches me obedience and makes me want to be more obedient to those that I need to be throughout my day. The third thing that I put in my box was my tractor. This it serves as a historical thing to me. It's something that I want to pass on to my great-grandchildren when I have them, and my children have them. And it just shows me that the outside appearance does not always judge the inside of things, and that really is something that I need to keep in my life. And when looking at others that I don't know, strangers, and meeting them, trying to help them out, I want to remember that the outside appearance is not everything, and there's a lot better stuff on the inside. Thanks a lot.
Our final contestant, Jenny Myers, is the daughter of Jeff and Carol Myers. She is 17 and will be a senior this fall at Fairfield. Jenny plans to study political science and English at a private college. Jenny's sponsor is Fred Schreneker Associates in Fairfield. Jenny, the final question for tonight is, if you were asked to put only 3 items in a time capsule that represents the last 5 years of your life, what would they be and what would they represent?
If I could put 3 things in a time capsule that would represent the past 5 years of my life, I would start out putting my Bible in there, because I have so many things that I have put in my Bible from church camps that I've been to and different things, and that's a large part of my life right now, and it's something that represents me and what I believe in and how I am choosing to live my life. So that is definitely something that represents me and would go into my time capsule. The second thing that I would put in my time capsule would be a photo album of pictures of me with my friends and my family, because they're very important to me and I love spending all the time that I can with them. They're a very big part of my life, and I just have enjoyed all the experiences that I've had with them. The third thing that I would put in my time capsule would be my journal, because it is how I express myself to basically no one, but kind of to myself in a way. It's a way that I can release all my emotions and anything that I have to say without having to physically tell someone, and that really helps me a lot. I write a lot and I really enjoy doing that, and it would definitely let people know a lot of what I was thinking when they probably didn't even know that I was thinking it.
Okay, while the judges are making their final decision, Cynthia is going to come and go over some thank yous that we have. And this thank you is not on here because I knew she was reading the thank yous, but I want to thank Cynthia for her help. She helped me put the programs together, which is a big help, and then she's helped me here tonight, so thank you.
We would like to thank Pepsi
distributor of Oskaloosa for the prize money and t-shirts. Jefferson County Fair Board for the State Fair Queen fee of the State Fair and for their support here and helping get everything ready tonight. Jefferson County Extension Office for support and help also. First National Bank, we have interviews on Sunday there in their meeting room. For Bredo Pizza, they put on a pizza supper for the Queen candidates to all talk and mingle together. Other side of the fence, Donald and Julie McKay for candles to give to the girls. Somebody Cares and Radio Shack for a gift. Martin Pharmacy, they also gave us some gifts for the girls. Carol Myers and Associates for some gifts. Our judges, Brian Lee, Kathy Sarin, and Kelly Swan. Oakwood Nursery for the plant arrangements for the stage. Fairfield Flower Shop for the Queen's Dozen Roses. Dandelion Patch made the beautiful bouquets that all the Queen contestants have in their arms right now. And Flowers 2, which is located in Kano for the Usher's Boutonnieres. Thank you for all your help. I missed a page. We would also like to introduce and thank our FFA ushers right now. From the Fairfield chapter, we have Brent Pasha. Come on up. Justin Ingwa. Michael Buckhalter and his brother Adam Buckhalter. And Sabrina Greiner helped hand out the programs. She's right over there. From the Pekin chapter, we have Seth Seiko, Mark Ewell, Nathan Graham, and Bethany Hill. There aren't any more pages for me to do that. Okay, the time has come. I hope you enjoyed the change in the Queen contest. I thought it was fun. Gives you a little different aspect on the girls this way too, and a little bit more find out about their personalities and that. So the first award that we have to give tonight is the Leadership Award. This Leadership Award was, well, first let me back up real quick. I want to introduce the judges. We hadn't done that yet. So, first of all, we have Kathy Sarin. Kathy Sarin is from Ottumwa. We have Kelly Swan, and she is from Dallas. And we have Brian Lee, and Brian Lee is from Ottumwa. The girls met with the judges on Sunday afternoon and had interviews, 15-minute interviews with the judges. During that, and they also had filled out applications. During that time, the judges asked questions and looked over their applications and their letter of recommendation to determine which girl showed leadership qualities. And my hat's off to them, because I know when you don't
when you're not around the girls a lot in that, and you don't know them and you don't see them working in their community, that's a little bit more of a difficult task to pick that out. But I think they picked out a fine young lady for the Leadership Award, and the Leadership Award goes to Jenny Myers. Okay, Miss Congeniality goes to Mindy Baird. Second runner-up goes to Mindy Baird. First runner-up goes to Jenny Myers. And this year's 2002 Jefferson County Fair Queen is Phoebe Hoskins. Phoebe, would you like to say a few words?
Oh, I can do this. Thank you. First of all, I would really like to say thank you to the judges. I've been through a lot of interviews through FFA, but you guys were the most at ease interview I've ever been through, and you guys were wonderful at questioning. It didn't even seem like there was a layout of questions. Good job, guys. And I love you, of course. But I'd also like to say thank you to my wonderful sponsor, Jefferson County Community Credit Union. They're very friendly and I love them a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. And my parents, very, very, very supportive. And please hold with me through State Fair. And last of all, my wonderful friends who did my hair and for their support. Thanks a lot, guys.
And that completes the Queen Contest.